Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Morning News on BTV News. I am Kimiorin with you. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman reviewed the government's overall preparedness plans and progress regarding earthquake response, including forming a national task force, preparing 1 lakh volunteers, and strengthening emergency coordination mechanisms. The review meeting was held yesterday at the Cabinet Division of the Bangladesh Secretariat with the Prime Minister in the chair. A decision was also taken in the meeting to establish a special cell on earthquake preparedness at the Prime Minister's office to coordinate related activities. The meeting discussed strengthening post-earthquake emergency response and overall preparedness, including the formation of a national task force and preparations to train 1 lakh volunteers in Dhaka and adjoining areas, equip them with necessary supplies, and provide required training to deliver emergency services after an earthquake. It was informed at the meeting that a database of 70,000 volunteers has already been prepared, while preparations are underway to bring the remaining 30,000 volunteers under the initiative. The meeting discussed various programs aimed at raising public awareness about earthquake preparedness. Discussions were also held on ensuring effective coordination between government and private organizations during any possible disaster situation. Besides, the meeting discussed establishing a humanitarian staging area in Dhaka, a dedicated logistics hub or storage facility to ensure the rapid delivery of relief and emergency assistance during disasters. Disaster Management and Relief Minister Asadul Habib Dulu, State Minister for Disaster Management and Relief M. Iqbal Hussain, State Minister for Health and Family Welfare Dr. M. A. Mohit, Prime Minister's Principal Secretary A.B.M. Abdul Sattar, and Disaster Management and Relief Secretary Muhammad Saidur Rahman Khan, among others, were present at the meeting. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman yesterday met Tahsin Abdullah, the boy whose heartwarming smile at Notun Kuri Sports closing ceremony touched millions despite the grief of losing his elder sister in the Milestone School fighter jet crash. The Prime Minister invited Tahsin and his father Najmul Haq to the Prime Minister's office at the Secretariat after learning the heartbreaking story behind the widely shared photograph of the smiling boy on social media. The image, taken during the closing ceremony of Notun Kuri Sports 2025-2026 at the Bangladesh Army Stadium on July 27, quickly went viral on social media, showing Tahsin in his school uniform stretching out both hands towards the Prime Minister with an expression of pure joy. Behind that smile, however, lay the grief of losing his elder sister, Tasnia, in the tragic Bangladesh Air Force fighter jet crash at Milestone School in Uttora in July 2025. According to his family, Tahsin rarely smiled after the tragedy. During a healing session, he wrote, "I'm in great pain. I lost my beloved sister. She was my best friend. I miss her so much." When the Prime Minister later learned about Tahsin's story, he instructed his additional press secretary Atikur Rahman Rumon to contact the boy and his family. During yesterday's meeting, Tariq Rahman asked Tahsin about his studies and future ambitions. Now, a 7th grade student, Tahsin told the Prime Minister that he dreams of becoming a successful businessman and wants to create something that benefits people and attracts their interest. The Prime Minister praised his aspirations and encouraged him to study attentively, continue sports activities regularly, and pursue his dreams with dedication and perseverance. During their conversation, Tahsin said football is his favorite sport. The Prime Minister presented him with a football bearing his autograph along with a special gift. After the meeting, an excited Tahsin said he never imagined he would have the opportunity to meet the Prime Minister, describing the entire experience as a complete surprise. He said he is eager to return to school and share the experience with his friends. Tahsin also said the Prime Minister spoke to him like a member of the family, which made him feel completely at ease. He said he was also fascinated by the model cars and ships displayed in the Prime Minister's office and even took selfies using his father's cell phone. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman also expressed his deep sympathy and condolences to Tahsin's father over the loss of his daughter in the Milestone School tragedy. A new natural gas well has been discovered in Borocharigo village of Nobipur Union under Shenbag Upazila in Noakhali. The total volume of gas reserves will be determined after 45 days of drilling followed by 15 days of DST tests. However, preliminary estimates suggest that if the well is successfully drilled and the DST is completed, it would supply around 7 million cubic feet of natural gas per day to the national grid. The Bangladesh Petroleum Exploration and Production Company Limited (BAPEX) officially launched the drilling operation for the new well on Tuesday afternoon. According to BAPEX, the initial target is to drill the well to a depth of 1,550 meters. The company expects to find natural gas in two zones located at depths of approximately 1,361 meters and 1,450 meters below the surface. Foreign Minister Dr. Khalilur Rahman yesterday said the government is reviewing Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's invitation for Prime Minister Tariq Rahman to attend the 18th BRICS Summit in New Delhi as a special guest. He made the remarks after newly appointed Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Dinesh Trivedi, paid a courtesy call on him at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Prime Minister's Foreign Affairs Advisor Humayun Kabir was also present at the briefing. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has invited Prime Minister Tariq Rahman to attend the BRICS Summit scheduled to be held in New Delhi on September 12-13. The Foreign Minister said the Prime Minister has received several invitations for overseas visits, while his participation in the upcoming United Nations General Assembly in New York also needs to be factored into the government's diplomatic schedule. Dr. Khalilur Rahman also referred to his recent meeting with Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in Manila, saying both sides expressed optimism about further strengthening bilateral ties between Dhaka and New Delhi. Earlier, Indian High Commissioner Dinesh Trivedi said New Delhi was eagerly looking forward to welcoming Prime Minister Tariq Rahman and hoped the visit would take place soon. Speaking to journalists after separate meetings with Foreign Minister Khalilur Rahman and State Minister for Foreign Affairs Shama Ubaid Islam, Trivedi said the timing of the visit would depend on the Prime Minister's priorities. The invitation comes amid renewed diplomatic engagement between Bangladesh and India, with both countries reaffirming their commitment to advancing bilateral relations based on mutual interests. Health Minister Sardar Mohammad Shakhaut Hussain called for the honest and transparent expenditure of this year's health budget to ensure better and more accessible healthcare services. He made the call yesterday at a workshop in the capital on addressing gaps in Bangladesh's public health system. Dr. Hussain Zilur Rahman presented the research findings. Director General of the Directorate General of Health Services, Professor Dr. Prabhat Chandra Vishwas, Director General of the Health Economics Unit, Dr. Mohammad Inamul Haq, and other health sector officials also spoke at the event. The health minister said medical equipment had been purchased without proper planning during the previous government's tenure. He also alleged excessive spending and irregularities in hospital procurement. Minister for Posts, Telecommunication, Information Technology and Science and Technology, Fokir Mahbub Anam, has urged the public not to pay attention to rumors regarding the sale of Nagod. He said the state-owned digital financial service provider would be further strengthened to maintain its competitiveness in the market. The minister made the remarks at a ceremony held at the Dak Bhavan in Agargaon, Dhaka, marking the inauguration of the franchise post office program and the handover of Nagod's profit share for the 2025-26 fiscal year to the Department of Post. Fokir Mahbub Anam said that digital financial services have become indispensable and stressed the need to transform Nagod into a trusted institution by enhancing transparency, accountability, and technological capabilities. Among those who addressed the event were Nagod Administrator Mohammad Mutashim Bullah, Secretary of the Post and Telecommunications Division Bilkis Jahan Rimi, and Director General of the Department of Post Qazi Asadul Islam. During the ceremony, a check worth 18 crore 57 lakh taka was handed over to the Department of Posts as Nagod's share of profits for the 2025-26 fiscal year. Later, at a separate event held at the same venue, the minister officially inaugurated the franchise post office program. In the first phase, 8 franchise post offices were launched, including 4 in Dhaka and 4 in other parts of the country. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shapon asked the officials to ensure that all ongoing projects under the ministry are completed within the stipulated timeframe. He also laid emphasis on ensuring maximum utilization of government money. The minister was speaking at a review meeting on the progress of ongoing Annual Development Program ADP projects for the 2026-27 fiscal year at the Ministry Conference Room yesterday. The main objective of the government is to ensure the best possible use and effectiveness of the ongoing projects, he added. In most projects, there is an unethical nexus between contractors, engineers, and political patronage, the minister said, instructing the officials to be 100% sincere while implementing projects. Information Minister Zahiruddin Shapon also called for ensuring proper utilization of project money. Speaking on the occasion, State Minister for Information and Broadcasting Yasir Khan Chaudhry proposed to make a coordinated digital dashboard to speed up the projects. Among others, Prime Minister's Information and Broadcasting Advisor Dr. Zahidur Rahman and State Minister for Planning Junaid Ahmed Saki were present at the meeting. Moving on to international news. U.S. launches powerful attacks on Iran after President Donald Trump threatens to hit back very hard over a ballistic missile attack on an American base in Jordan. According to the state broadcaster IRIB, explosions have been heard in Bushehr province, where Iran's only nuclear power plant is located. The chief broadcaster cited a deputy security minister in Khuzestan province as saying that U.S. forces targeted some locations in Abadan. IRIB also said 2 explosions were heard in the port city of Bandar Abbas in Hormozgan province and that similar sounds have been heard on the islands of Abu Musa, Kesh and Kashem. Meanwhile, Iraq condemns US-Saudi strikes on the country, with the Popular Mobilization Forces saying 20 of its fighters were killed while 32 others were wounded. Iranian media says 4 Iranian advisors were also killed in the joint US-Saudi strikes in Iraq. The United States has announced the release of $600 million for Gavi as a cut of the World Health Organization from the Global Vaccine Alliance in a major financial blow to the United Nations group. In a joint statement, the U.S. Department of State and the Department of Health and Human Services said the United States also reaffirms that it will not provide U.S. government funding to the World Health Organization through Gavi. The development said the statement is in line with U.S. President Donald Trump's instructions to Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. and Secretary of State Marco Rubio to negotiate reforms with Gavi as a condition for renewed U.S. support. According to the State Department, Gavi agreed to work towards replacing mercury-containing vaccines with mercury-free alternatives in partnership with its board and partner countries. That brings us to the end of the news. Thank you for staying with us. Allah Hafiz.